Hello and welcome to Dream Team Coach TV, brought to you by Betway. I'm Sean Burke. Joining me is Andy Taylor, Nick Elliott, and a very special guest. He's played for the likes of Man United, Birmingham City and Brighton, as well as being a Polish international. His trophy cabinet contains Premier League medals, a Champions League medal, and now most impressively, an appearance on Dream Team Coach TV. Tomasz Kuszczak, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Coming up on this week's show.
Oh no, Wesley. I'm sorry, Wesley. Who are you supporting, Nick?
I support Leeds.
Oh my grace. You have to mention that, eh? What a nasty man. Yeah, okay. And he just say, where is it? No.
It has been very quiet after last week's dramatics, although the owner of Spotify has announced his intention to buy Arsenal, which is great news until he puts the team sheet on shuffle. In other news, Man City won the League Cup and look on course to win the League too. Thomas, your former club Man United aren't as far behind them as some people would have predicted this season, I think. Do you think they're close to winning the league in the next few years?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, after many years of disappointments, the deadline was when Sir Alex Ferguson just retired, and Manchester United, we can say, dipped. In football is a very normal process, I would say, and I'm very glad that United, with Ole Gunnar Solskjær, is doing very good. I mean, in my opinion, it looked like the structure is there, the players growing strong, and all signings are very, very good signings, which bring something to the team. And what is the most important, the players identify themselves with the football club, and they play football not just to play football, they play for Manchester United. And that was always a big part of Manchester United, and everyone go the same direction, no big stars, no individuals. Obviously on the pitch you need that, but outside, and look like it's the right direction. And the United is not far away, but teams like Liverpool, City, they had a great years, and they build up something which United is doing at the moment. And I'm sure next season, maybe this season, still, I mean, the title, we know how the situation look like, but still semi-final European Cup, big chance to be in the final, which gonna be in Gdańsk, my home city at the moment, which I'm really proud of it. And I'm gonna be there. I hope they let me in. And I just warm my seats already. That's why it's things happening in positive way, and I'm very proud of it.
Thomas, can I ask, at the later stages of Alex Ferguson's managerial career at United, and obviously you were there in like 2010, 2011, could you sense that the club were a bit kind of scared of letting him go? Could you feel like they were having to put plans in place for him to leave, or was that something that never kind of came on your radar?
I mean, they expected that when Sir Alex Ferguson gonna finish, that it's gonna be problems, but they didn't expect it's gonna be that big problem. Obviously, Moyes came, a very experienced manager, and then we had Van Gaal, we had Mourinho. We had the big names in the football club, but looked like, as Sir Alex Ferguson said, United is not for everyone, and it wasn't easy to build up, and obviously. They expected, but this just show you what kind of impact Sir Alex Ferguson had on this football club. It's Manchester United is Sir Alex Ferguson. I mean, manager which was in the club for many, many years, many decades, and he knew what he's talking about. And his selection, not just the players, but the staff, because the players is just at the top of the berg, but there was the whole structure of the football club was amazing. The people working in the football club, they still, few of them left, fall into the club. They had the heart there, and they work every day. They came with a smile and we're talking about academy, we're talking about the administration, and Sir Alex Ferguson was a master about this kind of stuff, which was a fundamental to good atmosphere, and to present the Manchester United as a family.
I was just actually wondering if you thought it would be helpful if Man United left the Ferguson era behind, just focused on the future. There's no point comparing to the past. Do you think that would actually help them out a bit?
Listen, guys, I'm a big talker. and I can talk all day long about that. But what do you think?
My opinion on big clubs in general is that I think fans get spoiled, and they always have that ceiling of what they want to get to. So obviously Arsenal fans have grown up with the invincible side. United fans have grown up with kind of Ferguson. Chelsea fans have had the Mourinho era. So fans are always wanting that peak, and that just isn't football. There's always going to be ups and downs of football. Whereas I think the modern day fan, if they don't get that, they're just not happy. And where I come from that is I'm a Wolves fan. So
Right.
I'm used
We don't
to...
talk with you. This
I'm
opinion is, come on, something. He always gonna talk with Wolves.
I'm used to mediocrity. I'm used to us doing nothing. So when we finished 15th in the Premier League, I'm still happy. I enjoy watching Wolves. Whereas I think Man United finishing 4th, in my opinion, is still a really big achievement, but that's not what they want. So I almost feel sorry for big club fans, because they're never going to be happy unless they win the league.
Who are you supporting, Nick?
I support Leeds.
Oh my Christ! Okay, you didn't send this. Come on. I mean,
I know. Yeah, we didn't tell you that
I'm gonna
before
speak
you
with
came
Villa
on.
now, because you didn't send me email with this information. And you,
That was a
Sean?
deal breaker.
I'm an Arsenal fan.
Okay, I can take it. Okay, now we've got challenge. Come on, Leeds, give it to me. I'll give you a few stories about Leeds.
Well, I heard that you were actually supposed to come on loan to us, but Ferguson didn't let you. Is that true?
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, there was a time where, there was a big changes in the football club, and I was like, from being second goalkeeper, I become third and fourth. And to be honest, from a football perspective, for me, it was a kind of also.
Well, because they're a bigger club.
It's not a bigger club. I was just always thinking how the support is gonna take this, But football is like that. You can't always pick what you like. I mean, after United kind of released me, there was the same situation with Wolves. When I joined Wolves, they told me, the fans was telling me like, oh, it's only 2 players who play for West Bromwich Albion, and then later on for Wolves was joining Wolves, because this move from West Brom to Wolves, or from Wolves to West Brom, it's not possible. Play well for them. I was for them, and I was fully committed. With Leeds, I'm not that sure, because this is the same attitude as Liverpool. But I would go. I was prepared to go and play for Leeds. But obviously, Sir Alex Ferguson said no chance.
What are your thoughts on modern goalkeeping nowadays, Thomas? Because everybody's playing out from the back. Would you be comfortable doing that? That seems to be all the rage now.
Obviously, I'm not on the transfer market anymore, and if I am, I would say, yeah, no problem. Pass the ball to me left and right. I can do everything. But I had different skills as a goalkeeper, and I try to work out and I try to improve, but I never felt comfortable with playing from the back. Goalkeepers do it, and look fantastic, but not for me. I'm kind of old-fashioned, I have to say. But they train differently as well from very young age.
Are you glad you retired before VAR came in? We always curious to get the thoughts of former footballers on VAR, because when we're not talking about a Super League, we're usually talking about some terrible VAR decision.
People didn't understand what they're asking for. I've got this kind of feeling. And people ask for it, but they didn't really thought about how this football going to look like when somebody score a beautiful goal and then nobody really celebrate, because then they wait for the referee to decide, or there was a 1 millimeter of offside, or something happens on the pitch. And
I think that they believe that they can do what they want to football, and that football fans are so loyal that they'll watch anyway. But I actually don't think that's true anymore, because I've got friends now that are probably not going to renew their season ticket next year. Not just because of VAR.
Wolves, yeah, I understand.
To be fair, one is actually a Wolves fan. One's actually a West Brom fan as well, though. So,
oh no.
But I think it might be because of the fans as well not being there, and I feel like, I don't know how you boys feel, but I just feel like I'm watching exhibition games, and I know that all the TV companies try to give it the atmosphere, and they try and do the same thing in the music and stuff. But I can't get away from the fact I'm just watching 22 guys go out play a game, enjoy themselves. And I'm just sitting there going, but this is not what I grew up to know football as. People are looking at football objectively now, like they're just seeing contact and they're going, oh, well, that's got to be a foul because it's contact. And
yeah, but never been like that in England. I'm just telling you,
Yeah.
this is something, which destroyed the thing. What mean contact? Contact is if you touch somebody with the finger. How many times you see in the game where somebody, I don't know, is a goal situation or straight away it was ruthless tackle and dangerous tackle.
Yeah.
Everyone can see, you know what I mean? You can see the body language, you can see the player, Anyway, over the years, they changed the rules with talking. These days when I play, I would be sent off every second game because I was always, very expressed, and I had my opinion in this adrenaline moment.
I seem to remember that once you came on as a sub and then got a red card, and Rio Ferdinand had to go.
Yeah, it was the game which I'm talking about. It was the
Barros when he kicked you in the head.
It was a situation when I went out. There was a kind of quarterfinal or quarterfinal, I think, of FA Cup. Came 1 against 1, and I went out. I dive, and then I see I'm late. I said, "Oh my God, I'm late." Then I go down. I go flat as possible to not touch him, and he see me coming, and it was 1 against 1. And he left his knee, and then literally he banged his knee in my head when I was on the floor. It gave me big bruise, and the ref sent me and said the penalty. I said, "Ref, come on!" And then they give me a red card as well. You can imagine. I was like, "What's going on here?" With VAR, they would see that there was a contact, but you had to maybe it wasn't the penalty or something, and then it was a different story. But yeah, there was a natural football. But guys, I was so scared. I just telling you, I walked to the dressing room, and I was sitting there, and I was just, just fear. I knew the Fergie gonna come, and I'm gonna be just blasted. I was preparing mentally what I'm gonna do. Should I put my head down? Should I look in his eyes, or he was out of the cup, and I was like, oh my God. Obviously, I didn't want to do it, but that was amazing, he just came, run first, and I told you this, just destroy me. I was like, oh my God, no, that's it.
Well, did Rio mind? He had to go in goal and everything. Probably wasn't too happy about that, was he?
It was a big guy, but obviously hands wasn't his strength. That's why.
Yeah. Just watching it back here now. Yes, it's not textbook goalkeeping. He's just fell over, hasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What was it like sharing a training ground with the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and having Alex Ferguson arriving there at 6 a.m. every morning? Was the work ethic just through the roof?
Yes, was, because at the time I was West Bromwich Albion player. I had a great time there, and there was a good players at the time, Kevin Campbell, Kanu, there was Zoltan Guerra, Jonathan Greening, Paul Robinson. For me, it was, there was Premier League and been fighting for survival, but there was a big names coming, and I was thinking, wow, it's a great team. And then soon I signed with United. I was like, what? Where I am here. The first session I remember was a session of like open session for the fans in Old Trafford, and I conceded like the small side games, 8 goals or 10 goals, and I couldn't get my eyes around the ball. I was thinking where I am. Well, I forgot. What is this, football? And the Fergie came to me and he said, Thomas, don't worry, everyone got that. You need 2-3 months to get used to it, to the pace of the ball and this and that. And Fergie was a fantastic guy with this. He gave this 100% support. I remember this day when I walk in and the players was warming up, and I shake their hands with everyone. They watch me, and then there was actually it was nice. It was good feeling. And when I spoke with Fergie before I signed, I said to him, because I'm like that, I said, boss, I promise you from my side, you're gonna have 100% commitment, and I'm gonna be training hard and this. And he laughed and he said, yeah, if you don't, you're going to be here 2 months. And he laughed. This kind of nice way he told me that. And I realized that, oops, it's not the place for, big stars. Here's a hard-working training ground with players which come in, commit every day, and they know what they want.
You obviously talk about Fergie's respect, and a lot of that came from the famous hairdryer treatment. What would be the biggest hairdryer treatment that you saw in a dressing room during your time there?
Many. To be honest, we're talking about Fergie as a fantastic man, but he had a different side as well. I mean, I don't want to be, punished for this, what I'm going to say. He's a very correct man, which managed a big club for many, many years. And obviously, it's not coming always with sweetness. And I saw many times players respond to Fergie, which was never end well. But, this what was it? He came and he told you straight away, he was a good dad. But when something went wrong or players did something which he didn't like or he thought is not correct and going to cost the game, he just told you. Then he told you the way, like shouting and screaming and, maybe not threatening, but you knew it. If he go mad, oh man, I do something wrong here. But guys, next day you go to him and he had this understanding. I had once we played West Ham away in the cup and we lost 3-0, I think. And he was shouting on me in the halftime, and I was after the game, and at the time I was thinking, I still think, I didn't deserve it at the time, but I respond to him, and I remember Ryan Giggs was standing behind him, and he just say, "Where is it? No. And I see Fergie, you have a conversation with him, and I went off, and I said, wow, I shout something back. I was so disappointed because I conceded 3 goals, we lost. I was waiting for this game and didn't go my way. I knew it. The next day, 6 o'clock in the morning, I wake up, 6:30, I'm in the training ground, waiting, and I see Fergie coming with his car, and then obviously I caused this situation where he walked out of his car and I walked the same time. I said, "Oh, good morning, sir," and then short conversations. I appreciate it. I'm sorry for my behavior. I shouldn't do that. I see, I never gonna happen again. And he just clapped me in the shoulder and said, "No problem, Thomas. This was yesterday. We move on. We've got another games coming, and I want you to be committed and prepared and just need to restart, and it's no problem." And he told me also, was laughing, say, "Yeah, you want to fight with me?" And I said, "Yeah, Gaffer, when I fight with you, I'm gonna win." And he laughed and he said, "I didn't lose the fight since I'm 9 years old." I laughed. I just woke up and I was like, wow, what's going on? That was a very warm guy, yeah.
Okay, I think that's enough of a warm-up. So I think it's finally time to put our guest to the test, as Betway have set a 4-to-score challenge for Thomas. In front of me here, I have the names of the Man United squad from the 2007-2008 double winning season, aka when they last won the Champions League.
Can I cheat? I've got computer here with all names.
No Googling allowed, sadly. I need you to name as many of your teammates from that squad as possible in 90 seconds. Are you ready, Thomas?
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, Edwin van der Sar, Bernd Foster, Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic, Patrice Evra, Jason Park, Ryan Giggs, Ronaldo, Nani, Rooney, who else? Highgraves, Michael Silvestre, Paul Scholes.
Yeah.
I think it was Gerard Piqué, but I'm not sure. Tom Heaton, I think, was there at the time.
Yeah, and PK was there as well.
Okay. Michael Carrick, for sure. How many I've got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. At least 14.
Phil Barnsley, I think.
Got 20 seconds.
Giuseppe Rossi, maybe. Michael Silvestre.
Yeah, he said him.
Oh, I said him. 2008, Argentinian.
quite a few young lads still left, I'd say.
Dimitar Berbatov or
Time.
not?
He wasn't there yet, no. But that is 90 seconds up. Did you say Wes Brown?
I didn't say. Oh my God, Wes Brown. You're gonna
No,
win
it's
it.
Brown.
I'm gonna. Oh no, Wesley. I'm sorry, Wesley.
Was
Wayne Rooney? Did I say?
You said
Did I
Rooney.
say?
was Tevez there that season?
Oh,
Yeah,
Tevez
didn't mention
was-
Tevez.
Of course he was.
Yeah, so I think you got 18. 18 names. out of
Okay,
36.
18 is not bad. I mean, it's
So
36.
I always
Fine.
like- I always enjoy seeing which ones they didn't get though, because the
Yeah.
reactions.
yeah, it's when you put him on the spot. You missed Solskjær was there actually, apparently.
Ole, yeah,
His
played
last
with
season.
2000. He finished 2008. Was still-
Yeah,
of
literally his
course he
last
was.
season.
Oh my God, I'm not gonna get tickets now.
We can edit
sorry.
that. We can edit that one in so you can keep going.
Please.
Yeah.
Please
Yeah,
stay
yeah.
my life. At least that one.
If you would like to take part in the Betway 40 Score Challenge this weekend, just try to predict the first 4 goal scorers in the fixtures designated by Betway. Get it right and you could win £50,000.
Maybe I do it.
Well, that's all from us, folks. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Dream Team Coach TV, brought to you by Betway. And big thanks to Tomasz Kuszczak, who has also helped us preview the Man United and Liverpool match in a bonus video on our channel. So check that out right after you watch this. Good luck with your dream teams, and we will see you again next week.